Hey, if you're a parent trying to navigate a child's long-term neurological condition, you already know it's a journey, right? It's not just a single destination. So today we're going to break down the map for that journey and figure out how to find the absolute best support along the way. Let's dive in.
This quote, man, it really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? A diagnosis can feel so final, like the end of a chapter, but really it's just the first page of a new one. It's the starting line for a path that needs planning, support, and a team that's ready to walk right alongside you and your family. So our first stop is looking beyond that initial diagnosis. We need to understand what this long-term journey is actually going to look and feel like. Now we're talking about a whole range of conditions here. Things like epilepsy, cerebral palsy, genetic syndromes, autism, and other developmental delays. The common thread running through all of these is that they aren't problems that just get solved in one visit. They're dynamic, they evolve as your child grows, and that is exactly why they need a journey-focused approach to care.
Okay, so if it's more than just a series of appointments, what exactly is long-term care? Let's try to map out that road ahead a little bit.
The best way to think about long-term care is as a continuous process. It's not a single event. The key words here are all action words: planning, adapting, supporting, and advocating. This really shows that you're an active partner in a process that's designed to change and grow right alongside your kid.
This gives you a really great picture of what that process looks like. The child is right there in the center, and the care just radiates out. It's about so much more than just keeping an eye on symptoms. It's adjusting meds, coordinating therapies, supporting their learning, and, this is a big one, guiding the entire family's emotional health through those huge transitions, like, say, starting a new school.
Now, let's break down the care journey itself. We're going to look at the specific steps involved just to make this whole thing feel a little more concrete and a lot more manageable.
You can really break the journey down into these 5 core steps. It all kicks off with regular review visits and tracking those developmental milestones. From there, you're monitoring medications and coordinating with schools and therapists. And finally, and this is so key, the team provides family support through something called anticipatory guidance. All that means is they help you plan ahead. So, for example, instead of just reacting to a problem at school, they'll help you prepare for that transition into kindergarten a whole year in advance. It's all about being proactive, not just reactive.
So who do you take on this journey with you? This is absolutely critical. Let's talk about finding the right partner in care, your travel companion for the road ahead.
So what should you be looking for in a care team? Well, you should ask these questions. Do they specialize in chronic care? Because that's a totally different skill set. Is their schedule structured but also flexible enough to adapt when your child needs it to? Will they actually coordinate with your kid's school and therapists? And maybe most importantly, do they communicate clearly without a bunch of confusing jargon? A yes to these questions, that's the sign of a fantastic partner.
This quote just sums it all up, doesn't it? Of course, the science and the medicine are absolutely essential. But at its heart, the best long-term care is human. It's about finding a partner you trust, someone who shows compassion, and who makes you feel like you have a steady guide walking right there with your family.
All right, let's dig into some of the most common questions that parents have. You can think of these as important signposts you're going to see on this journey.
First up, a very practical question that pretty much everyone asks. How often do we actually need to come in for a visit?
So while a typical schedule might be every 3 to 6 months, the most important word here is flexibility. The plan has to be flexible. Your child's needs might change, right? They could have a really great stretch and need fewer visits, or maybe they'll face a new challenge that needs more support. The right care plan adapts to your child, not the other way around.
Next, a huge question about teamwork. How does the neurology team work with everyone else who's involved in my child's life? The answer you are looking for is a loud, confident yes. A great long-term care team doesn't work in a silo. They're like the hub of a wheel, coordinating with everyone from cardiologists to your child's teachers. This makes sure the care is seamless, and it takes that massive burden of being the only coordinator off your shoulders.
And now for a really important question, one that I am sure is on the minds of many parents out there.
And the answer here offers a lot of hope. It's not always a lifelong sentence. Some conditions really do improve or stabilize as kids grow and change. And that's exactly why a good long-term plan is never set in stone. It's a living document that's constantly being looked at and updated as your child hits new milestones. As we wrap up, this final idea really brings it all home. Long-term care isn't about finding some magic bullet or a one-time fix. It truly is a marathon, not a sprint. The real goal is consistent, present,
and compassionate support for the entire journey. So we'll leave you with this final thought to reflect on. Take a moment and look at your own child's care. Does it feel like a connected journey with a guide you trust, or does it feel more like a series of disconnected visits? Knowing the difference can empower you to advocate for the kind of supportive, long-term partnership your child and your entire family deserve.